Hey guys, so some of the literacy practices I saw in the classroom at the Campbell Center, um, when I was working with the little girl in the class, when we were reading the alphabet at first, when I first showed her our letters on our page and stuff like that, she sang the alphabet song to me. And when I asked her what letters we had before I told her what letters were ours, she wasn't sure like which ones they were. She could sing the alphabet, she just wasn't sure like which letters were which in the moment. And so I had her like sing the song slowly and I pointed to each of the letters. And when we like got to the letter that was ours, she like had a moment of like, oh, L's our letter, and like knew which one was we were talking about. I thought that was a way she was just like recognizing it. um I also saw it when I took the objects out of the bag. We had a little jar with a lid on it for Jay, and she said at first she was like, oh, a cup, and she didn't like at first like realize what the real name, like what the name was supposed to be, a jar. And it took her a sec, and then she was like, oh, a jar, like that's a J. And she was able to connect that. And she did that with a couple of them. We had a little heart-shaped lock, and she didn't know what it was at first, and then she saw that there was like that metal part came out, and she was like, oh, this is a lock. And she thought it was cool. Opportunities for children to learn through play. I thought the keyboard, the typewriter was super cool. In not a lot of classrooms you see a typewriter where kids can freely go and like type their own papers and learn how to slide it back and forth and all that. I thought that was a lot of skill like many kids don't have in older grades. I thought that could help them with like even just a keyboard later. Um, and then when they were eating lunch, I thought how they had to measure out their own food for their plates was super cool. It gave the kids a sense of responsibility and like helped them learn how to share and work as a team, but also how to measure things with scoops. Um, in like not just like a sandbox or something like that, but in a practical, everyday way. Um, I thought it could support students in an elementary school because anytime kids are learning to work as a team or work together and like work like I don't know work as a team, that it'll help them with future projects and with classroom community and things as they grow at any age. Also, I think technology is something that's growing within every classroom, and to have kids at such a young age learn how to type on a keyboard and learn that writing stories isn't just with your hands, but you can also type it with words and with ink on paper and stuff like that. And so I thought that was an interesting thing that I thought will continue, like a skill that they can continue to grow in future classes.